now listening to No Gimmicks.
No Gimmicks Podcast, and we bring it to you. Every time we turn live, and you know it's the truth. Every after show, moving down, this the time to move around. No Gimmicks Podcast is going down. Every night, every time in the ring. This is the time for No Gimmicks, no we doing our thing. What's your state of mind, state of mind? Moving down a statement when we take the line. This is exactly wrestling the state design. When you see Stone Cold like me, with the stunner in the world, exactly, man, what we bring. Every night we move like Brock Lesnar, the F5, no gimmicks. We take you to your limit, what's the feeling? When we live in the air, you know we on, this the time. Guarantee we move, you know how we respond. The state design, when we feel it. Moving down, what's the healing? No gimmicks is the feeling.
Yo, what is up, everybody? Welcome back to the No Gimmicks Podcast here on the DFPN and No Gimmicks Nation, MPX addicts, all the wrestling fans. We have a special guest tonight and somebody with a message. And he put up a post that kind of caught my attention recently, and he's saying it's time for a change. And I agree with him. So we got him on the show. Myself, my co-host, Mr. JJ Jefferson. Welcome back, sir.
Glad to be back, man. Before we get to our guest of honor, I just want to say shout out to the fallen goddess. Shout out to Athena. She's in her bag. If y'all didn't know, Who Runs the World 4 is explosive. September 18th, Southwest Community Center. Go get your tickets. You don't want to miss this.
First and second row. I think the second row is almost sold out too. The first is definitely sold out.
In less than 24 hours.
Yep. It's on its way, man. So if you haven't seen this card, they've been dropping announcements. I think today, Anarch at Ash versus
Ladybird.
Ladybird, Monica Monroe got announced today. So and that's a banger, and that's not the end of the card, bro. There's a lot going on. Surprise tag teams. I'm still trying to figure out who that's gonna be.
No, facts.
So that card is already on some legendary status, and I know September 18th is gonna be a special night. Fun fact: No Gimmicks is sponsoring that show, so thank you to MPX, and thank you to the Fallen Goddess. The Forever. At this point, it is gonna be forever.
Forever.
ROH Women's Champion Athena. Thank you. But tonight we are here because she is amassing an army, and one of the members of that army is none other than the Shining Truth, Mr. Demo Diamond. Welcome to the show, sir.
How are y'all? I know we just spent like 30 minutes back here, trying to get everything figured out. But that's on me. I kind of forgot, Hey, ADHD runs through my blood.
It's all good. It's all good. But I did want to talk to you because that post really it struck me. And the part of that struck me is everybody knows how good Demo Diamond is.
Yeah.
Everybody knows how far you have come from the beginning of your career to holding multiple championships, working your way around Texas. You're becoming a name. I see people reacting to you on social media now. Like, you've become one of those guys, bro. You had a phenomenal match with Brian Keith, but it seems like even with all of that, it's like a light bulb just went off in you, and it's like now, not to quote the World Breaker, but now you have a purpose, right?
Yeah.
You have purpose. You seem like you found a purpose. Talk to me about that moment of figuring that out, and what led you to say, all right, things need to change.
It was a culmination of things. I think it's been a. Sorry, I'm shaking. Anyways, it's a combination of things. It's with MPX going down and just having a lot of time to think. Like, there was a part of me that wasn't secure that I would be like booked everywhere, because I was like, oh, maybe I was leaning too much on MPX, or maybe like that's home. That's weekly. That's reps. That's somewhere I can go consistently and everything like that. And like to me, that was a big scare for me because I was like, maybe I'm not good enough. But like that like it was a lot of like me dealing with a lot of confidence issues. I've always been that guy that's not super confident in himself. Like I know my body has changed and everything like that, but like there's times where I've literally talked to Palmer and I'm just like, bro, I feel like I look the same, I move the same. Like I don't feel like I've changed since year one. But like mentally, I think it was the match with BK. It went exactly how I needed it to go. Like being able to talk to him, there's a lot of things that y'all don't know that happened, like that got fumbled and stuff like that. But like me and him talked about it, and we like, it was an experience for me because it was being able to be in there with somebody that that I looked up to since I started. Honestly, I'll tell everybody this. I try to at least. Like my first introduction to BK was BK versus Shane Taylor. Shane Taylor was one of my favorite wrestlers in general. And then they had the feud at VIP when I was a DFW student, and it was, BK versus Shane in this match, BK versus Shane in this match. I was like, bro, BK is getting his ass whooped. And then like, it was just a whole lot of things. Like it was a lot of emotions. It was like one of those matches that were like, this is gonna determine what my style is. Like this is how I want to wrestle. But it was that match. It was conversations with, you brought him up, but it was conversations with Brick. Me and Brick have been talking extensively. That's not something that, a lot of people know, but like me and Brick are having a conversation every other day about wrestling, or I'm talking to them about how to build this thing, or, how to make myself feel like I'm what I am, it's been that I had a great match at Combat Cold right after that against Gavin Nash and like Rilo King, and I was like, all right, cool, like, and I had the whole crowd in the palm of my hands, and I was like, I was like, this is where I need to be all the time, like, this is where I need to be all the time, like, I felt like the last couple months before like the MPX, fall through everything, like I got injured, I've been in a car wreck, everything, everybody, well, I think this is public now, but I've been in a car wreck right before I faced JD in February when I faced him for the first time, and I decided, I wasn't going to cancel. I was going to wrestle anyways. So I was wrestling with a banged up body. I wasn't feeling confident in myself. There was a lot of stuff that happened like behind the scenes mentally that just drained me, like breakups and stuff like that. Like I was just feeling like life was lifing, as people like to put it. And I was like, I got to do something for myself. Like I got to feel like I want to be where I want to be. And I didn't have a purpose for wrestling. I was like, oh, this is cool. Like this is something I wanted to do. I had a breakup in 2020, and like I was like, oh, cool. Like I'll go, pursue something for myself. And that became wrestling. And I was like, all right, cool. And then I fell in a trend of like wrestling, but also trying to do stuff outside of wrestling. So I was doing cosmetology, I was doing graphic design, I was doing all these things. And I was like, I'm not focused on wrestling. Like, I'm not focused on wrestling. I'm not focused on where I could be. And that BK match changed a lot of it. That BK match, Brick putting their stamp on me, Athena putting her stamp on me, Palmer putting his stamp on me anywhere I go. And like being able to be told that, a lot of people believe you're one of the top talents in Texas. Like that's where I had to change. I had to make a change for myself.
That you said a lot. You said a lot.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No. The biggest thing in there is you finding that. And even with MPX closing, something that we as fans take for granted is the fact that we know that we can see you. So the fact that confidence issue kind of arose from the fact that, all right, these is where I was getting my reps at. That's kind of interesting. It's kind of interesting because it's something we as fans don't really think about. We just like, demo's going over here, we're going to go over here. You know what I mean? Like, So it's very interesting that you said that. But with that being said, that the match with BK and afterwards, I've asked you this question before, and I'm
Yeah.
gonna ask you this again. So I once asked you who was Demo Diamond.
Yeah.
So after the BK match, who is Demo Diamond?
Demo Diamond is the absolute athlete that everybody thinks he is. Demo Diamond can run, jump, do whatever he wants to. But Demo Diamond is a kid from Stop Six at heart, and he knows he's from the dirty, and he will get down and dirty with any and everybody. And he carries his city on his heart. And like for me, that was something that I didn't have before, and it was very hard for me to answer. Like, but that's who I am. I'm a kid from Stop Six who is building a name for himself and trying to show people that you can get out from anywhere. And I know that's a cliche for a lot of people, but also I am a father, and my biggest goal is to show that my daughter can do whatever she wants to if she put her minds to it. So that's who Demo Diamond is. A father and a man carrying a city.
Love that. JJ.
Absolutely, man. Before I get into my question, I see the chat is live with us tonight. So
Palmer.
kudos to all the people in the chat tonight. One specific, Matthew Palmer. Yes, your name was heard. I don't think Demo has said anything about injuring you again.
Okay, see, this is a narrative that got spread because Palmer decided, you know what? No. I didn't injure him. He injured himself. Okay, I want everybody to know this. Palmer injured himself. When he was out with a broken rib and whatever happened to his leg, that's because that man decided he wanted to continue when we didn't have to continue. Palmer.
Wow.
Hey, shoot the messenger. I mean,
The
he
bus
jumped
is
in the
loud,
chat
bro.
and heard his name. So, you know.
I love
The
him
bus
though.
is loud.
This joke has been going on for almost a year and a half now. This is not my fault.
We all love
Not my
Palmer. I
fault.
mean, it gave him some time off, right? Like he forgot what day some of the
Exactly.
shows were.
See, I did you a favor, if anything. Like you didn't want to wrestle anyways. But you were at home with your cats
Wow.
playing games. See, look. I'm a man of people.
He said, Demo Diamond, father, man carrying his city, injures his coach.
I mean, three things can be true at the same time. But again, not my fault.
No, man, but you said a lot when you opened it up with Kelvin's first question. One of the things that stood out to me was going back to like our history, like when
Yeah.
MPX stepped out of his doors for the first time, came through the city of Grand Prairie, and I remember I was like, "Hey, I'm new to this podcasting thing myself, but somebody's got to talk about it, right?" And then I had you and Kari on the show, and both of y'all, like Kari was the more animated one, and then
Yeah.
you were like reserved, but you still answer the question. But you can tell from that moment when we had our first interview to
Yeah.
where you are now, it's a complete 360. And like seeing you really come into your own person, controlling your narrative, all of the angles, the elements, like going back on your matches, the promo, the mic work, the gym work. Like kudos to you, man, because it takes a lot of people not just to realize it, but to actually embrace it. And a lot of people shy away from that. That's something we talked about with Isaiah Legend last night. So kudos to you, man, on that. And that leads me into where we're going. MPX has been on a hiatus, but that really hasn't slowed you down because you have been around. You've been in Texas. You've been in other states. More recently, from what I can remember, seeing you down in Austin, Baracho Pro taking on Epi. Like people who say Epi is the luchador of the century right now.
Yeah.
Like talk to me about having moments and matches, not just with BK, but other people like an Epi, like a Brick, like a Mo Kelly, anywhere else.
Palmer and this high kick. That's not my fault. You decided to switch it up and you kicked me. You didn't stretch. You said, I got this. You know what? Hey, you didn't have it. You didn't have it, coach. You didn't have it. It's okay. Next time, though. Next time. You know? But no, to get to the point. there's a lot of like, to me, like Epi is one of the people that should absolutely be signed to AAA or you know wherever he wants to go uh, in the next year time. Epi is like legitimately one of the best people I've been in the ring with, and a lot of like nerves came from that match because I was like I've wanted that match for a long time. I did it under a mask. The mask was hot. I was dying. But like it was something that was important to me. Like when I was doing this thing with a mask and everything, Lucha Demo, you know, Epi was the first person that's like, you know, he kind of put stock into what it was, you know, as well as, you know, Lalo and everybody else. So shout out to, you know, the Lucha division and Baracho. Uh, um, but like, it's been preparing for that match was difficult, honestly. The mental aspect was difficult because it's a lucha match. It's not my style of match, so it's like a very you know hit. So like learning lucha, like being in the ring with luchadors like Epi and Epi Senior, and you know Cuervo and Decimus, and you know all of them is taught me a lot. Because it's a different style and it's something I can incorporate in my own style. Um, but like that's it's helped me out a lot. And then who else have I had like big matches again? I mean, Brick. Like me and Brick going to matches, being like, all right, what are we going to do this time? You know, we do our Mortal Kombat combos, we do everything else. Like, but Brick is also one of those people who, you know, obviously they got signed to MLW, but like you can tell that they're love for wrestling is there, like in everything they do. You know, the way they carry themselves, the way they enter, the way they, you know, they leave, the way they build their stories and stuff like that. And that's why like me and Brick have so many conversations, um, because there's a lot to it. But like Brick was like the first interaction with me and Brick was at HOT, and they were like, "Do you have any cool moves?" And at the time I didn't. Now I have like a ton of moves, and Palmer and them won't let me learn new moves. But like I had a ton of moves. And I didn't have a ton of moves. And Brick was like, I was like, oh, I'll do like this thing. And Brick was like, man, no, you'll do my shit to me. And I was like, all right, dog. So like that's where the 12-6 video came from. In that HOT video where I 12-6 them and I yell and I pass out. But like that's what started our friendship. And then also we had a singles match where Brick was already irritated about something and they didn't want to, you know. So like we went out there and we just did what we did, and you know we entertained, and that kind of gave Brick a level of respect for me as well. So you know, gaining people's respect like that is kind of like crazy to me. But you know, also Palmer. My first match with Palmer was really, really good. I feel like, I mean, it was hot as balls out there. But like, you know, Palmer, the way Palmer's mind kind of thinks about wrestling as well. Like, there's a lot of people that I've been, you know, lucky to grace the ring with. Jays. I'll give JD his credit as well and his flowers. Like JD's mind when he wants to put something together is really good as well. And I've learned a lot from JD, Palmer, Brick, these people here. When I got to do Revolver and it was me in that scramble match with AJ Francis, I learned how to, you know, learn little things like that, you know, and it's been great, you know. Yeah, I don't know. That's all I can really say. I mean, uh, yeah, yeah.
Absolutely love that for you, man. And we talked about it with a lot of people recently. So I'm gonna throw this question at you because I know
Yeah.
your brain is always firing. You're always thinking about what's next. It's been a minute since
Mhm.
Demo Diamond has had sights on a championship. So if you had to think about it right now, is there a title out there in Texas that is screaming your name and that has your attention? Or are you comfortable with where you are and just, you know, like you said, getting your reps in, making your way around?
Listen, I'm not comfortable being like I have 2 championships, 3 technically, but I have 3 championships. But I'm not comfortable with that. I want to be a champion all over the state and all over, yeah, just everywhere. Honestly, I don't think, you know, being content in just one state is where you should be in wrestling if you want to elevate and get somewhere. But as of 3 titles in Texas that I want, because there's not just one. There's three. My MPX championship. I love Dylan. Don't get me wrong. And also, I love MPX, but I also love carrying the banner of MPX. So my MPX championship, the Baracho Pro World Championship. So whoever I got to go through, I will go through, and then the Absolute Championship at Combat Cult, because I have been unstoppable force at combat. So for me, I currently hold the South Texas title, but I'm looking at Brick. I'm looking at Mo. Whoever wins that match, I'm looking at him. So that's the three titles. Oh, and then maybe and then maybe the new Texas title. We'll see. You know what I'm saying? But yeah.
I like that. Kelvin?
There's a title in particular.
Yeah.
You brought it up, so I'm gonna go there.
Yeah.
My saying is, you can have friends, you can have championships.
Mm-hmm.
Can't really have both. You find yourself in the hunt for the MPX championship.
Yep.
What happens with you and Dylan?
Me and Dylan have went through me putting him through 2 doors, him ripping my lip in half, me giving him a concussion on accident, him giving me a concussion on accident, me spearing him through the ring and both of us on the floor. Everything under the sun. And I think we'll be fine. But if I got to go through my best friend, we've both proven that we'll go through our best friend for whatever we need to get to. So if I got to go through my best friend, I go through my best friend.
I'm glad you said that, because while we're talking about it, since Kelvin started it, I'm going to continue it, because that's what I do here. Here in a couple of weeks, well, actually a little over a week,
yeah.
HOT has the Mega Brawl Rumble, where one Kane Carter is defending the HOT championship in the Mega Brawl Rumble, which both you and your tag team partner, Dylan Cavens, are in the Mega Brawl Rumble. So thoughts on that match, thoughts on possibly gaining the HOT championship, thoughts on Mega Brawl as a whole?
Mega Brawl is going to be a good show. From what's announced, I'm going to enjoy it. I mean, the return of Brick in that match as well. But listen, if we got to eliminate everybody as the Brilliant Gems, we'll do that. And then we already discussed this, actually. If we got to eliminate everybody and then duke it out, we will. So, and if we somehow go over the top rope at the same time, then we'll just share the title. You know what I'm saying? But hey, listen. Like I said, I'm worried about championships, elevating myself, and getting out there. So if I got to hold every world title that is in Texas, I will.
I love that. So is it safe to say that you've got your eyes on Matlock's bounty? Are you gonna
listen? Matlock still hasn't faced me one-on-one. I think he's scared. So
Ooh.
I'm just saying.
Clipping that.
I'm just saying. So if Matlock really wants this one-on-one, I'll eliminate him and I'll kick his ass in whatever match. I'll let him choose the match, actually. I know he said I could choose, but I'll let him choose the match and I'll beat him in. Simple.
All right. Okay.
In the chamber.
Okay. I like
I'm
that.
just saying. Listen.
So being that you have your eyes on all the championships,
yeah,
it's safe to say that you're comfortable with the target on your back.
Absolutely. I just went down to GCWA and ran into 3 matches. But for me, a lot of people, I didn't realize this, but going down to Corpus and stuff like that, a lot of people have watched my work and stuff like that. And having a championship match on my debut was a little crazy, but it's valid. I also won that match, but Epi got involved. So run it back.
Unfinished business.
Anyways, but my point is I'm going places, getting championship matches my first night because everybody believes in the name already. So it's already there. You know what I mean? Listen, now it's about capitalizing on every opportunity.
All right, JJ.
I love that, man. And something that we touch on a lot here is, spreading the love around all these
Yeah.
different promotions that are going on. So I like asking people this question just to kind of pick their brain and see what their thoughts are. How do you feel about the interactions you have with all these different crowds? Because obviously the DFW fan base is different from the Houston fan base. The Houston
Yeah.
fan base is different from the
Different from
Vegas
Austin.
crowd. So how do you feel, getting into these different elements and surroundings and the sights and everything that comes with traveling?
Honestly, with me also about to make my Oklahoma debut, which is tomorrow. Um, it's a nerve wracking experience, but like also it's not. Like I'm confident in myself to go out there and know exactly what I want to do. Like, um, it's something I've been taught like by, you know, my coaches that I've been taught, but like it's also like a lot of feeling out process. A lot of crowds might not know me. Vegas didn't know me. And when we did I did Mall Mania in Vegas and it was me and like Darius Carter at the end, but everybody wanted me to win by the end of it. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's really about building matches around it. I mean, like there's always gonna be that one fan. I got a guy on YouTube that like literally comments on all my matches that I'm boring. But like, there's gonna be that one, two, three fans that don't care. But like, also that when you can work a crowd and bring everybody in, like it doesn't matter where you are. Like the atmosphere is gonna be the atmosphere if you make it the atmosphere. You know what I mean? That's why like a lot of these big stars can go in any market and still be a big star. That's why you know AJ Styles in WWE and AJ Styles in TNA and AJ Styles wherever he wants to go is still AJ Styles. You know what I mean? And he can work in any market, anywhere. Or same thing. I mean, we can use a local guy if you want to. Brick Savage is Brick Savage in Texas, outside of Texas, anywhere in the world right now. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? So
Yeah.
like, it's all about who you are and if you're secure in yourself. And I'm secure in what I can do because I've been in different markets and I'm like, all right, cool. Like this guy, they might not like as much wrestling in like Tennessee, so I'm gonna do me and I'm gonna talk trash to them or I'm gonna get them involved, with me bullying this guy that's supposed to be the heel. You know what I'm saying? Or like me, or down in like Austin, I know they love wrestling, so it's like, all right, cool. We might do a little more wrestling than I would in Dallas, you know what I mean? Like, or at MPX, you know what I'm saying? But like, it really depends, honestly. But it's all like a feeling out process, you know?
So that kind of goes back to the first question. Like, when you said like the confidence factor.
Yeah.
So being at MPX, you're being around that certain crowd. So going
Yeah.
around different crowds, is that what affected your confidence, or was it just trying to get the reps?
For me, it wasn't MPX per se. It was the comfortability that I was having. Me and Palmer had this conversation. I keep bringing him up, but I talk to him about everything. Even though he doesn't want to have the time. But like we had this conversation. It was like, get out, go places, go experience stuff, because you need to learn how to work a crowd in A X Y B, Z and F. You know what I mean? Like you need to be able to go any and everywhere and still be the same wrestler, or change up if you need to. But like it's all been about developing that confidence, and a lot of it was like, oh well, I'm not a big name, but at MPX, like a lot of the statements before I really started getting out was, he's the MPX guy, he's the MPX guy, he's the MPX guy, he's the MPX guy. And I was going to different markets like Houston and Austin and stuff like that, and people like were still just, and there's nothing wrong with that, by the way. I'm proud to be the MPX guy, but like at the same time, it was like, oh well, if this is
They
gonna,
expect certain
yeah, yeah,
things.
yeah, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like it's a constant thing. No, like I'm not just the MPX guy. Kudos, because thank you. You know what I'm saying? But like I'm also multifaceted in every market. You know what I'm saying? Like now, even in combat, if you go back and watch the triple threat with me, Gavin Ash, and Rilo, there's not a moment where that crowd doesn't care about me. there's not a moment where they don't care about anybody in the match. You know what I mean? There's, you go to Austin now, where I'm at Baracho and stuff like that. There's not a moment where the crowd isn't watching or isn't on the edge of their seat in the match. If you go, like I said, when I was in Vegas, like it was a lot of, people in there. It's also a battle royal. It's, nobody's really looking at it, right? But the final four, the eliminations hit how they were supposed to, and it brought everybody in for the last elimination. You know what I mean? So like, that wasn't my issue. It was literally just being like content with everything that was going on, because life was also behind it. So like, a lot of the confidence issues were stuff that was talked about and like in training and stuff like that. Like, I wasn't confident in my body. I wasn't big enough. I wasn't, I didn't have a chest. Like, that's something that goes around, and you'll see it every once in a while. But like, mentally, it was just a lot. Like, it was a lot. Like, I didn't feel confident in what Demo Diamond was for the longest time. That's why like some of my work faltered in the last couple months before. Like, it was just a lot of really trying to figure out who I was and what I was gonna do. And then like being in car rides and talking to like Zach Wentz and BK and all these people, and really trying to get them to watch my matches and give me feedback and stuff like that, was kind of reassuring a little bit, to be like, okay, cool. Like, I know, all right, these are the things that work, and these are the things that aren't.
Right.
And I'm good at the wrestling aspect. I needed to be better at promos. I needed to be better, with my confidence in the ring. Like, now I'm even more confident than I was, in a lot of things that I do, even if it doesn't look the prettiest. But like, it was a lot. I needed a break, and that's why I took like June off. So like, I didn't get booked for a whole, like, all of June, but like twice. And I just needed to reassess and kind of figure things out for myself, and bring myself back to what I wanted to do, if that makes sense.
Love it. JJ?
Yeah.
Yeah, man, absolutely. So going back to the MPX umbrella, because this is something that, I've seen it from you. I've seen it from pretty much everybody, no matter if it's MPX, Baracho, HOT. Women's wrestling is on fire right now.
Absolutely.
And especially down here in Texas. And we talked about it at the beginning of this show. All the props, all the love to Athena and the work that she's
My
doing
goat.
with her team for Who Runs the World. But I want to pick your brain, because you're somebody that has been at each of the Who Run the World shows, 1, 2, and 3, and whether you were working, you were security, you were doing a camera, you were just there to be a fan.
Yeah.
You were literally locked in from the moment the first bell rang up until the main event, and we've seen what's coming for Who Runs the World 4. So how excited are you, and how proud of you are you for the ladies that are involved in this massive project?
Honestly, like, people like Ash and Maya and Mackenzie that are getting like big shots like this, like, I'm excited for. Because like, me and Mackenzie talked a while ago when she first came down here. She moved down to Texas now, but she was in Tennessee. Like, we were texting here and there, and seeing her to be able to do NWA stuff, and now Who Runs the World twice. Uh, it's amazing, like, to see a lot of like local females get the opportunity that a lot of places won't provide. No, like, no offense to any places or anything like that, but they're it's an afterthought, if you will, sometimes. So getting to see Vert and all these people get the opportunity to really get in there and mix it up with a lot of these people is amazing. Like, Athena has always said it, like, that, like, her main goal is to leave women's wrestling better than when she got in there, and she's doing that, and she's proving that, and that's why she's one of the most genuine people when it comes to her goals and stuff like that. So I'm very proud of Who Runs the World. I wasn't at 1, but I was at 2 and 3. But like, every time I'm there, it's always a great show. It's always great matches and everything like that. And to me, like, it helped Riza skyrocket. It helped, Maya and London had that big match, and it kind of helped, blow them up. And I'm just, like I said, I'm just excited for all the, the people and the females that get to, go out there and prove who they are on one of the biggest stages in Texas. Actually, the biggest stages for women's wrestling in Texas. So,
This card it's absolutely insane, bro.
yeah.
Like,
No, it's amazing.
it's crazy.
Athena did her thing for this one.
Yeah,
I'm not lying. I'm locked in.
It's funny because every Who Runs the World, I'm like, how can you outdo what you did last time?
Hey, listen, she always find a way, dog.
And she's finding ways. I'm like, bro, she ain't missing. Like,
yeah, bro, listen,
she ain't missing at all.
When it's important to you, bro, you'll find any way to do it.
Yeah.
And this is something that is very important to her. Like, and she talks about it a lot, like when she does interviews and stuff like that. Like, this is important to her. Like, Who Runs the World is her baby. So, like, it's a lot of cultivation. It's a lot of her. I bet it's a lot of headaches and all this extra stuff. But like, every show has been worth it.
Absolutely. Speaking of that, I want to pick your brain on something too, because it was announced that MPX is now part of my AEW.
Yeah.
What kind of adrenaline does that put in you, knowing that there's going to be a weekly product featuring Demo Diamond on a platform that big?
It puts a lot of pressure as well. But it's a amazing feeling. Like I said, as somebody who was MPX champion 3 times, like, this is something you look forward to, and it's something that, there was a lot of hard times, there was a lot of good times, there was a lot of bad times, and we've all talked about this, but like, it's always been, we're gonna get bigger, we're gonna get better, we're gonna get bigger, we're gonna get better, and to be in a spot where we're featured on my AEW, and these weekly shows will go on there is amazing. As somebody who wants to go to AEW and who wants to, be on those cards, this is very important to me, and that's another reason that I had to just change and lock in and just, find myself, because like, I don't want to be on these, platforms being like, oh, hey, figure it out. Like, it's okay. Like, I know what MPX is supposed to be, but like, I've always tried to take what people have told me, and that's be prepared. That's why I took, a month off before the BK match. Like, that's why I am mentally preparing for when we do fully come back. That is why I am steadfast on, being in the gym and everything like that, because a lot of it has shifted. The atmosphere for MPX has shifted, and if you're not trying to get better, then the door's that way. You know what I'm saying? So like, that's what it's been for me. Is like, I don't want to be in I don't want to be treading waters. There you go. I don't want to be treading waters. I want to be at the top, and that's what that is to me. So,
right on, bro. Right on. Well, I got nothing else, JJ.
I mean, I guess to close it out, you touched on it just a second ago. At some point, MPX is going to return, and we saw what happened with the Purge. We saw the fallout. We saw the landscape starting to shift and everything. So, to close us out, Demo, what would your message be to the MPX roster? Because it's evident that the return is coming. It is only a matter of time. You've obviously learned and grown a lot from what happened with BK. And Kelvin has been on record saying that a studying Demo Diamond, a Demo that can control his emotions, is a dangerous Demo Diamond. And I agree with that wholeheartedly. So what message do you have for the MPX roster as we look ahead?
Listen, whether it's the Prospect Champion and Kaimi, whether it's the Addicts Champion in Red, whether it's the MPX Champion in Delin, I am no longer just sitting here and being happy to be a part of something. I am no longer going to sit here and just be, the guy that's like, yes, I've done it before and I'm happy for everybody else. No. I get it. I love y'all. I care about y'all, but I'm taking everything. And my message is simple as this. If you don't elevate, I'm going to step on you. It's as simple as that. And, everybody will grow up and see the truth.
I love that you said that. I love that you said that. I'm not gonna lie. Not gonna lie to you.
Listen, bro, like it's something that uh like again, me and Brick talked about. I'm done being a guy that's yeah, hoorah for everybody else. Like it's time for me to be selfish. It's time for me to take my career in my own hands and elevate who Demo Diamond is. I don't. It's okay. Like if the Brilliant Gems are gonna go out and do what the Brilliant Gems do, guess what? We're gonna do that, and we're gonna do it at the best of our abilities together. But also, if I am by myself, it is me by myself, and it's my name that is getting plastered everywhere. It's my name that is next to championship matches, and my name that is going to be next to these AEW superstars and TNA superstars, MLW superstars, whoever it is. You will see in the next year that Demo Diamond is not playing around.
I look forward to it.
Beautiful way to close it.
Oh,
take us home,
Thanks.
JJ.
Well, before we do that, I know you've already been on the show, Demo, but will you please tell the people where they can find more of you, your matches, anything you've got upcoming on the calendar, or, anything else you want to get off your chest?
I will be at Bazaar tomorrow. There's a whole festival thingamajig, but you should come to Oklahoma if you can come to Oklahoma. It's only 4 hours from the DFW, so if you feel like taking a road trip, take a road trip, dog. But also, I made it easy for everybody. The Truth Demo is everywhere. It's YouTube, it's X, it's Instagram, Facebook is just Demo Diamond. So if you don't know how to spell, that sounds like a you problem. But I'm everywhere, the same name, just to make it easier, streamline everything for you. And always follow No Gimmicks. You feel me? On every platform.
Absolutely, bro.
Much appreciated, bro. And you're a friend of the show. You're family of the show at this point. So
Absolutely.
you are more than welcome anytime, as long as you don't forget. Set a calendar reminder. I can text you.
Hey, listen, I can't host anymore. We had somebody get beat up on stream. That's Kelvin. Kelvin said that.
I'm not putting that on you. I'm not putting that on you.
So it's JJ's fault.
Yes, it's JJ's fault.
Okay, so as long as we somebody takes the blame and it's not me, I'm good. So you hear that, JJ? If Kelvin's out, we're hosting again.
Here's what I found out. JJ is a professional pot stirrer. He will push the envelope and people will fight. I've noticed this. It's happened. So it's not your fault. It's JJ.
Listen, me and JJ or me and Kelvin will host. If JJ got to do something, I got you. Listen, I'll be a guest host. I got you.
You're what? I take credit for that, Kelvin, because guess what happened when I stirred the pot with Misty Marks? You made us a new theme, a new intro, a new graphic. So there's some good things that come out of me stirring pots.
Valid.
Yeah,
valid.
You're right.
Valid.
Somebody's got to do it. Somebody's got to do it.
Hey, bro.
Cool.
But yes, thank you all, No Gimmicks Nation, MPX addicts, pro wrestling fans. Thank y'all for tuning in to the No Gimmicks podcast here on the DFPN. If you did not know, we are covering everything for MPX Who Runs the World for September 18th. So make sure you go get your tickets. We're also going to be at HOT Mega Brawl here in a couple of weeks, August 16th. So y'all stay tuned for that.
There's also
go ahead,
Baracho Mystery Vortex on the. Hold up, I'm very terrible at dates.
I think it's the 23rd.
I believe.
Hold up. On the 23rd. Sorry, Brad. On the 23rd. So pop out for that. You never know who will come through the vortex. And it's always the biggest show of the year. So besides Blood, Sweat, and Beers. But
yes, and shout out to Baracho Pro. They've been killing it down there in Austin. Also because he's my best friend, quote unquote, and I feel like I'm obligated to say this. Nacho Bros, Sunday Fun Day. Make sure y'all save your calendar because there's more things coming for that. So
peace.
Yes, a lot of good things. Kelvin, I'll let you close it out.
Well, since you're letting me close it out, thank you everybody for tuning in tonight. Make sure you guys check out Demo Diamond. Follow him on all of his socials. Please check out his matches. Wonderful brother. Always a pleasure to have him on the podcast. And like I say, enjoy him while you got him. This one is another one. Enjoy him while you have him, because he ain't gonna be around here long. But till next time, you guys be safe. Take care of each other. Enjoy what you're gonna enjoy. Peace.
And I know it's all business, all business, all business. We give them no gimmick. Yeah. And I know it's all business, all business, all business. We give them no gimmick. Yeah. And I know it's all business, all business, all business. We give them no gimmick. Yeah. And I know it's all business, all business, all business. We give them no gimmicks, gimmicks.